What about me? The question is asked in desperation when it feels like there isn't enough of you to go around. It comes when the demands of life are so pressing and urgent that it feels like you don't get a chance to do the self care you want and need. The degree to which the pressure needs to mount for you to exclaim, "What about me?" varies from person to person and from one situation to another. However, at its heart is the feeling that you don't have anyone pouring into you and that you can't find a way to pour into yourself enough. Well, step one is to plug the drain. The first step in dealing with the desperation is to clamp down on demands, both in the short and long term. Certainly, there are some demands that you can't prevent. If you're a parent, you have an ethical and legal responsibility to take care of your children so they're not neglected. However, there is no requirement that says you must have them in three activities, each of which cause you to be their permanent taxi. You can and should carefully evaluate the activities you do about whether they contribute to your personal energy and agency today. Many of us get trapped in the idea that if we were able to lean on our church small group when times got tough, or we used to be filled by the conversations at a book club. However, in the crisis of desperation, the question is more pointed. Are the activities really filling you up today? If not, perhaps it's time to put them on pause. Step two is to talk about support. One of the most vastly underrated resources on the planet is the desire for other people who care about us to intervene in our lives and be supportive within their limits. Few people realize the impact that they've had or the number of people that care about them. We discount those quote unquote simple things we've done that were easy or obvious to us because others, they just weren't simple or easy or obvious. They weren't even capable of them. One of the weaknesses when we're struggling is that we sometimes feel shame or guilt that we need something. We have a self image that doesn't include the idea that we might be having a bad day, week, month, or even year. Because we don't want to accept that, like everyone else, we occasionally need external support, we fail to voice our need. Our caring friends, family, and colleagues are unaware that there's anything that we need, and as a result, they provide us nothing. Conversely, if we can get past the false notion that we don't need anyone else, we can ask for, and most often receive, help. And it's as simple as opening up. Step three, making self-care happen. When you feel like there is so much to do that you'll never get it all done, and you're wasting precious time allocating more resources to do self-care, seems out of the question. However, sometimes just a bit of careful planning can make a huge impact. If you've reduced the demands on you and asked for some help, you should have some breathing room to allocate a bit of time for self-care. If not, all is not lost. Sometimes we can squeeze a bit more out of the time we do have. All of us take at least some time to attend to our needs. We almost drink, eat, and sleep. We do things that aren't necessarily the biggest ways to fill up our personal energy and agency. Making changes to the activities that will make us feel more energized is a quick way to get more out of what time we have. Altogether, when put all together, a series of small changes can create a different way of looking at the world. Instead of, "What about me?" we can begin to ask, "How can I contribute best today?" The question comes from an abundance of personal capacity, looking for a way to change the world.